It is Tuesday, February 11th, in the year 2025, also known as the smartest year ever. My name is Gordy, and today we are talking about the phrase, take it with a grain of salt. And where it comes from, what it really means. And, this one's inspired by a post from October 6th, 2010, in the original smartest year. It wasn't the smartest year ever, it was just smartest year. So I gotta give credit to 2010 version of me for this one. So let's just get right into it. You ever hear a wild claim and think, I don't know about that? Well, that's when you take it with a grain of salt. But where does that phrase actually come from? It turns out it might be an ancient Roman recipe for surviving poison. The phrase, take it with a grain of salt, means to approach something with skepticism. Don't believe it at face value. But its origins, those go all the way back to Pliny the Elder. Big fan of Pliny the Elder from my other podcast, Going Through Health with Gordy and Zed. Make sure to check out Going Through Health with Gordy and Zed, where PTE, Pliny the Elder, is a big friend of the program. He's done a lot, and he probably deserves a tiny bit more respect than I can give him in this short-form program. Not that we give him a ton of traditional respect on the other show, but it's worth checking out. Going Through Health, YouTube, podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you know where to find them. But its origins, those go all the way back to Pliny the Elder, a Roman author and historian who, among other things, wrote about a supposed cure for poison. In his Natural History, written in 77 CE, Pliny described a miracle antidote called theriac, a concoction that included dried figs, walnuts, rue, and a single grain of salt. The idea was that if you took this mixture, you'd be less affected by poison. So in Pliny's mind, a grain of salt was a key ingredient to resisting harm, whether from actual toxins or, as the phrase evolved, from potentially dubious claims. Now, here's the quote translated from Latin. After the defeat of the mighty monarch Mithridates, Gnaeus Pompeius found in his private cabinet a recipe for an antidote in his own handwriting. It was to the following effect. Take 2 dried walnuts, 2 figs, and 20 leaves of rue. Pound them all together with the addition of a grain of salt. If a person takes this mixture fasting, he will be proof against all poisons for that day. Pretty cool. Pretty magic-y. Everyone listening, make sure to try that. Mix that up. Go find your rue and you know what to do. For centuries, Pliny's grain of salt idea faded into obscurity, but by the 17th century, English speakers had picked it up again, using it metaphorically to mean taking precautions when accepting information, especially when someone was telling a tall tale. By the 1800s, the phrase, take it with a grain of salt, became widely used in English, solidifying its modern meaning. Approach claims with a healthy dose of skepticism, especially if they sound too good to be true. So there you have it. The next time someone tells you that they made $100,000 just by clicking ads last month, remember Pliny the Elder and his Roman poison antidote. A little grain of salt, or maybe a whole shaker's worth, is always a good idea when facing dubious claims. Or poison. Thank you to all my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. You're welcome. Oh yeah, because I was one of my sources. Please follow, rate, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell your mama at Smartest Year Ever on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts for the full episodes, at Smartest Year Ever on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts for those daily clips. Stay curious, stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. I will see you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever.